Hi, my name is Will Naidu.
And I'm Dustin Miller, and we work in the Comanche Nation IT department.
We're here today to let you know about the recent upgrades to our live stream capabilities for the nation.
You will now be able to watch live streaming broadcasts of our monthly CBC meetings with much improved quality video and audio.
Each month, right before the CBC meeting, the live stream link will be posted on the Comanche Nation website. It will also be posted on the Comanche Nation News Facebook page, as well as our own Facebook page, CNIT Media Division.
Once you click on the link, create a login name and password. You will then be able to watch the live stream event. You will also receive email notifications for all upcoming live stream events.
So stay tuned. We put together some videos that we've been working on, and we've also included some upcoming event flyers and commercials. Uda.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lena Ferris. I'm the Education Technician, and welcome to the Great Comanche Nation.
Crime never takes a holiday or a vacation. It happens every day when you least expect it. If you see a crime happening on Indian land, please call 492-1-TIP or 492-1847. Your call is anonymous and there is a possible cash reward for information leading to an arrest and conviction. Again, the number is 492-1-TIP or 492-1847.
It started 6 years ago with my Uncle George Tatternapper. He came to the diabetes program. He said he wanted to do something for the people, run, because we were in good shape. And he said, let's do it from Walters. He said, it's a long run. It's going to be challenging. It'll be a mile relay. I think there's like 12 or 13 of us. And we've been every year staying strong. And we said, man, let's do it bigger. Let's do it from Cache. Let's do it from Apache, and let's have 3 communities come in. Let's all try to finish at the same time. So we try to synchronize the time so we all finish at the end. We run for, it's a cause. It's for health. It's for exercise. We want people to see Indian people and see that they're sacrificing. If you look around, there's some young ones. There's some old ones. There's some different shaped, skinny ones. Some stouter ones. A lot of them. But everyone's running. No one's walking. Everyone's going strong. And it's hard for everybody. One year it was almost 100 degrees. Another year it was just pouring down rain. Everyone's got injuries, bumps and bruises, but they keep on running. So that's why we do it. We do it for strength and honor for our people, all Indian people.
My name is Kelly Berry, and I am the instructor for the Senior Basic Computer class here at the Comanche Nation. I'm here today to tell you about one of the programs we offer, and that's a 6-week training course in the working knowledge of a computer. In this class, we teach students about Microsoft Office, which include Word, Publisher, PowerPoint, and Excel. We teach them how to surf the internet. We teach them how to use a USB drive, also known as a flash drive or a thumb drive. And we also teach them how to use an email. One of the main questions students ask me before they enroll in this program is, what book do you use? I tell them we don't use a book. I tell them we're more hands-on. In the first 5 minutes of this class, they're on the computer learning Microsoft Office.
Hello, my name is Lina Rosario. I'm from Richardsburg, and I'm full-blood Numina. I didn't know nothing about computers till I started taking this class because my grandkids do the computer and they show me things, and I would like to do the computer with them at times.
A lot of my students would tell me, well, Mr. Berry, I already know how to do that. Well, my philosophy is I'm going to teach you 3 to 4 different ways how to do something. Right now, my students have the skills to learn how to do one thing 4 different ways.
My name is Kay Smits, and I'm half Comanche and half Kiowa, and I'm from Anadarko. This is my first time in a computer class, and I didn't know anything about the computer. I like it because it's a hands-on type, and Kelly has so much patience with us because, not knowing anything about a computer, and he's just showing us everything that, we need to know. Very interesting class.
The adult education program is under the Comanche Nation Higher Education Department. The requirements for this class is that you have to be Comanche enrolled and be 45 years of age and over.
Nestled in the rugged, mountainous landscape of northern Nevada, a reunion of old friends is about to take place. For many, it is an opportunity to learn about the commonalities of their native language. For others, it is a time to renew old friendships and make new acquaintances.
It's good to see all the elders here. Okay. Good luck. And I like to listen to them talking and visiting and talking about their history and how they grew up, how they picked up the language when they were young children.
I have family ties with the Shoshones who live in Fort Washakie and Fort Hall, and also some relatives here in Alco.
It is the 15th annual Shoshone reunion, and many people have traveled great distances to be a part of this historic event. The modern-day Shoshone, Comanche, Ute, and Paiute tribes once lived as a single people that spoke a common language. It is estimated that around the year 1680, a portion of this group separated and migrated south. This group would later become known as the Comanches. Although many reasons have been given for this split, Comanche elder and historian Sam DeVinny offers an explanation that was passed down to him from his ancestors.
We were playing shinning, kickball. The Southern Shoshones playing against the Northern Shoshones. We were playing this kickball game, and someone from the southern side kicked the ball and it hit this child in the neck. He kicked it so hard it broke his neck, and he died from that. So the Northern Shoshones got really, really upset with us. And we were fixing to, duke it out, I suppose. And this little old lady, she came and she says, in their language, she said, "Keta." Namanoid. She said, "This was an accident. We're just playing. It's not intended to happen. It was an accident. Don't be foolish and fight over something like this." So their tempers, cooled down, but still we could feel there was something there. So that's why the Yapadak has kind of drifted away, because there was still animosity of the North and the South.
My name is Stacy Sovo. I'm a native of the Comanche Nation tribe, and I'm a maintenance worker. Welcome to the Great Comanche Nation.
One of you for coming this morning and spending your time with us this morning. Just like to see everybody here and appreciate you showing up. I'd like to ask Mr. Pokawatchit to give us a prayer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just pray, Lord, that you would watch over this committee, Lord, and be with our new chairperson. We just pray that you would give her the wisdom and the rest of the committee to help our people. Our people is in bad shape, Lord. A lot of our not some are sitting at home cold, Lord, because we don't have the resources to give them comfort. We just ask you to be with everyone that is here, Lord, to represent their families. They're not now. Let me some of your kisitai up, God. Bless us all, Lord. We only have you to turn to, Lord. And without you, we're nothing. We just pray, Lord, that our new chairperson, Lord, we just pray that you give her the wisdom and the knowledge. Maruik the one of God, help her to lead our people in a different direction that we're being led in, that we may prosper, that you may help us. Nabiduik the one. God. Don't forget us. We need your help. So far, Lord, my prayers have been answered. I'm nothing. I'm just a pitiful human being, Lord. But I believe in you. I have prayed for our people. I know so many of our Comanche people that are good people. That have no food. Their kids have no clothes. I just pray that you be with this committee, Lord, as we get a new start today. That our people will see good and not bad. We've had so much wrongdoing in our government, Lord, that maybe today forth we will realize and see the difference between the good government and the bad government. Be with these representatives of ours, Lord. Let them realize that the people put them in there, that they didn't put themselves in office. They swore to represent their people and to help us in every way they could. But sometimes we have been denied that assistance. We just pray that you put it in their hearts, Lord, to work harder for our Comanche people. For you know yourself, Lord, that the United States government don't care about us. The state government don't care about us. When it comes to these tribal elections, Lord, you know that it's always talk about working for the drywall vote, working for the youth drywall vote, working for the youth drywall vote. But we as Namana, we're not even mentioned. We're forgotten people. And that's why I say, Lord, put it in our leaders' minds today and other tribes that their leaders represent them, the people, because you put them in there, Lord. And you say, if I put a person in to lead a nation, and that person abuses their nation, your words, Lord, not mine. You say the people don't have to worry about retaliation because you will deal with it. So we just ask you to bless us all. May good things come out of this meeting today. And may your hands just be with all of us and watch over us, Lord. And we'll give you all the praise and all the glory. And that's unanswerable, God. Let's say some of you. Amen.
City Toppin?
Here.
Gary Costa? Here. John Poway? Here. Tanya Navajoya?
Here.
Barry Backlow? Here. Clyde Darko?
Here.
So look over the minutes.
Mr. Vice Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to accept Chairman Wallace Coffey's resignation, and the CBC needs to vote on that to accept it.
A second. For the vote?
I would like to clarify the term resignation, retire.
Retirement. Yeah, retirement.
That'd be good.
One thing to say, what's the difference? You know, he's gone. Just put that he's gone.
We have a motion on the floor to accept Chairman Coffey's retirement. Can I get a second? No, he resigned. He resigned.
Our Constitution calls for resign.
He shared the money, we shouldn't have to pay even more. He's already taken enough money from the tribe.
What's the difference between retirement and resign? Does he get to vote again? Does he get to run again next year or what?
That would leave him up because if he resigned.
Is this his second term? Does anybody know if this was his second term?
Second term, yes. Second term.
No, he can't run. You gotta run, if you run 2 consecutive terms, even though he resigned the second term, well, that counts for a full term. So, no, he cannot.
Excuse me, Ms. Chair, lady. By our Constitution, there's no wording for retirement.
Right.
So we need to go with that.
If I may, please. I'm thinking about restitution. If you let him go like he's asking, he gets that money.
There you go. Yes.
I'm thinking about restitution. All that money that he will be getting should go back to the tribe.
There you go. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm not thinking about myself. I'm thinking about all that money that he'll be getting if you let him go like that should go back to the people. Thank you.
Is the tribe planning on filing charges on him?
We will pursue the forensic audit come Monday. After that's done, I can't specify a specific time. I don't know how long it will take. But whatever transpires or happens with the forensic audit, we will pursue whatever avenue that's allowed by the law to go after whoever we have to go after.
So this is supposed to be complete by Monday?
It will start, I will start it Monday. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So anytime you know some sort of reason?
Not from the trial, I mean, no. No.
What is our illegal resolution man over there? How come he wants him to retire instead of resigning?
That was term
But
heating.
that's for me.
Well, we need to go by the Constitution. I'll read it to you guys. If a committee man or officer of the tribe shall die or resign, be removed or recalled from office, his office shall be deemed vacant. And the tribal chairman, or should this office be vacant, the tribal vice chairman shall immediately call a meeting of the Comanche Tribal Council to be held within 20 days for the purpose of filling his vacancy for the unexpired term, except when that such vacancy shall occur within 4 months of the annual meeting of the Comanche Tribal Council. The position shall remain vacant until the next election, when provision shall be made to fill the vacancy. So according to the Constitution, I think we need to go with resign.
Yeah.
That was my motion to begin with.
We have a
I have a comment. I took out a petition, a recall petition on Wallace Coffee. I got 222 good signatures. Wallace Coffee was about to face a recall. And why would somebody retire when he was just reelected? He was going to face some serious charges, and he could still face some serious charges. So I just think that he left to save face because he knew he didn't want to face the people that he had done so much wrong to. We were going to tar and feather him. And today in the newspaper he said he's going to retire. So that kind of puts him in a good light on leaving. But he doesn't deserve that. He deserves to be recalled like the rest of them that have done wrong to our tribe. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. I still have some recalls to do. And when I get done here today, I'm going to be at Burger King, and any of you can come and sign those. But he does not deserve a retirement, not for what he did to his people. And so he needs to y'all need to have him resign. That's what I got to say.
based upon what the Constitution says, it does say resign. And we will go with that because that's what the words of the Constitution says. It's not words that I'm making up or that Mr. Narcome's making up. It actually says it right here in the Constitution. So to abide by it, I feel like we need to go ahead and use the word resign.
I'll accept that. I'll accept that with the clarification that Chairman Coffey did use the term retire.
We can put that in the record, but we're accepting it as a resignation. So
Resign.
resign, yes.
Resign.
So we have a motion on the floor. Okay, Sonia seconded. Ms. Neverpoint, call for the vote. Let's do a roll call vote. Let's do roll call vote. That's something different. We always just say A or nay or whatever. Let's hear what everybody's got to say. Is that all right, Mr. Kashpaw?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Susan Cochran?
She can't vote.
Yes.
Can't vote. She can't vote.
Oh, that's
So,
right.
excuse me, I'm sorry.
A different chair.
I'm sorry. Mayor John Strong, yes. John Poway?
Yes.
Sonny Northwind?
Yes.
Harry Backlow?
Yes.
Clyde Narcombe?
Yes.
Motion carries.
The minutes of the last meeting, has y'all had time to review those? Make the motion to pass the minutes.
Second.
Have a motion to accept the minutes from last month's meeting?
Ms. Chair, should I ask a question, please?
Sure.
The last meeting that was officially a quorum was November. That meeting was not adjourned. That was an open meeting. We did not have a quorum due to people not showing up in December. You did not have a quorum because elected people didn't show up in January. Here we are in February. How can you approve
That's
minutes
right. You're
from
right.
a
You're absolutely
non-adjourned
right.
meeting?
You're right. This is my first time doing this, so be patient with me, okay?
Okay, ma'am. I would hope today you guys adjourn your November meeting.
Yes, sir.
And please adjourn your meetings and quit having special meetings, please.
Yes. Yes. Okay, since we didn't have a meeting last month,
Or December.
or December,
I make a motion to approve the minutes for November 2015.
yes.
I make a motion that we, or I would like to make a motion that we table those November meeting minutes because we don't have them with us right now. And approve next month.
Mr. Poway made a motion to table the November minutes,
There's two motions on the floor right now.
okay?
I'll rescind my motion.
Okay.
Except Mr. Poway's.
All right, thank you.
Still want to close that meeting though?
Yeah, and we adjourn the November meeting as well.
So what do you want me to do?
The motion is that we table approving the minutes of the November meeting until the March meeting, and we adjourn the November meeting. That is my motion.
All right. Have a motion on the floor, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Jerry Dockwell, yes. John Poway,
Yes.
Patty Narcoy,
Yes.
Harry Backland,
Yes.
Patty Narco.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, the motion carried that we will table our November minutes, and we will also adjourn that November meeting. Okay, Resolutions. Resolution 002-16, Enrollment List 1019. Let's see. Be it further resolved that the Comanche Nation Enrollment Office notify the eligible applicant by letter of their approved membership, and further that the enrolled member be provided information concerning their enrollment, including name, date of birth, roll number, social security number, and degree of Comanche blood.
Mr. Chairman, Vice Chairman, I've got a question. I don't know if our TA can answer it, or Ashley, our secretary. Is Ashley here?
There she is.
Ashley, on these resolutions here, is the December list for the new Comanches, are they listed in these resolutions that you got? They're listed?
Yes, they are.
Okay, well, good. Good. Because we want to let everybody know that we had 34 new Comanches that were supposed to have been approved in December. If they got it approved in December, they would have been eligible for per cap for 2015. But since we didn't have a quorum in December, well, and we didn't have one in January, but we're having one today. So these 34 people that got cheated out of their per cap will be added on today. I want everybody to know that.
Mr. Arcombe, those 34 will be retroactive and they will receive their payment within, by the mid-March. So everyone that will be eligible today will be retroactive.
I'm sorry, Secretary Treasurer, that's not true. Only if you guys approve that can that happen.
Well, after approves. Thank you for that correction.
After you guys approve that.
We can't hear y'all back here. Y'all are whispering around.
If you are trying to retroactive them, you guys got to approve that. But during, if you look at our revenue allocation plan, they can't.
No, there's no solution to that. If there was, I would recommend that we would do that, but there's nothing in the RAT that says that.
That's true.
Can you cite where you got that, Jerry?
That comes from the wrap of the 2010 wrap? No. Yes, 2010.
I'm sorry,
They'll be
sir,
rec-
the
they'll be
only
rec-
revenue allocation plan that's recognized by the federal government is one written in 2005.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Clyde Narcombe and the late Keith Yakio.
Well, we'll just go ahead and, I'm sure that we're not going to deny any of our minors their money that is due to them. They will be, we'll make a motion now to approve for the 2015 payment. After it's read.
Yeah, after we add them on. Okay, we have a motion on,
Got one question here, Max had his hand up.
I got one question for the committee. You know, back when I was growing up, you had to be 1/4 blood to get convention. How come, what is it gonna take us to get back to that?
General counsel.
general counsel. The general counsel is the one that changed it to
I went
an
in
eight.
the hospital and I got a hurt knee. I seen $2,000 going there. And I was like, man, that's crazy. And that's just me, I'm a humble man. I didn't know that. I just wanna ask you.
Thank you.
Okay, we
General
have a
counsel.
motion on the floor to accept resolution 002-16.
Make a motion.
I'll second it.
Call for the vote.
No questions?
Gary Oswald, yes. Jonathan Conway,
Yes.
Clyde Narcombe,
Yes.
Harry Backlow,
Yes.
Clyde Narcombe.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Just to let everybody know, which I do after every time we pass these new Comanches. There was 27 new Comanches that we just voted on just now. And there's 14 1/8. 14, more than half is 1/8 that were added on today. So, let's go on to the next one.
The names that will be added to the Comanche roll are Lila Barnum, Peyton Bean, Easton Bigbo, Sarah Boynty, Shelby Boynty, Sammy Coline, Preston Crosby, Carter Francis, Kiera Jones, Maddox Kennedy, Shaylee Comachi, Helena Kushmer, Jordan Kushmer, Emmett Lopez, Noah Lopez, Hadley Matra, Falcon MacArthur, Marco Perez, Marilyn Pilcher, Aubrey Pofabiddy, Myra Priest, Jaden Ramos, Caitlin Reyes, Navia Scott, Anthony Sims II, Benjamin Starr, and Benjamin Wiggin. New Comanches on our roll.
Okay.
Excuse me, but on that list that you just approved, how many of those are adults?
Their dates of birth are,
Or are they all newborns or?
No. Some were born 2015, 2014, 2006, 2004, 2009, 2000, 2012, 2013.
2000.
My question was because I just wanted to see if there was any adults, anybody that could have been double dipping into
No.
our tribe. Not that we got that much money anymore.
Most of them are children, all of them are children. And that's something that has been proposed, and we will follow up on that, is to have an audit of our enrollment. The BIA will have to conduct that, but I think it's time that we double check our enrollment to make sure that we have bona fide Comanches on the roll.
Has anything been brought up to or mentioned about that to BIA?
Not right now, no ma'am, but it will be. We will do that. Yes, ma'am.
In the near future?
Yes, ma'am, we will.
Okay. Thank you, Susan.
Okay, resolution number 003-16. Let's see. Okay, therefore be it resolved that each applicant named on the attached list, number 1020, is determined to be ineligible for membership with the Comanche Nation of Oklahoma because he or she does not meet the provisions of Article 3, Section 3C of the Comanche Nation Constitution. Be it further resolved that each applicant on list number 1020 will be officially notified of their rejection of membership, stating the reason for such determination and including the appropriate appeals provision. So there are people that do not get on the Comanche roll.
Make the motion to approve resolution number 00316.
I second.
Any discussion? Everybody okay? Call for the vote, please.
Jerry Toscroft, yes. John Poway,
Yes.
Todd Alcoy,
Yes.
Terry Blacklow,
Yes.
Clyde Narco.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Madam Chairman, I missed how many were on that list.
4.
Yeah.
That was an adult or a child.
They were adults.
Adult.
Going on to resolution 004-16. Whereas the document evidence on file with the Comanche Nation Enrollment Office and other tribal records verify that each applicant named on list 1021 is an enrolled member of another tribe because he or she does not meet the provisions of Article 3, Section 3B of the Comanche Nation's Constitution and bylaws. The person is, at this time of the adoption of this Constitution, an enrolled member of another tribe, or has in the past received and accepted, or if a minor whose parents or legal guardian has received and accepted for said minor material or monetary benefits as a member of another tribe. So be it further resolved that each applicant on list number 1021 be officially notified of their rejection of membership, stating the reason for each determination and including the appropriate provisions. Roll right into it. We could go ahead and include 005-16 in with that because it's the same reasons for the rejection.
Make the motion to pass resolution number 00416 and resolution number 005-16.
Second.
Call for the question. Or call for the vote.
Jerry Toscroft, yes. John Poway,
Yes.
Todd Alcoy,
Yes.
Terry Blacklow,
Yes.
Clyde Narco.
Yes.
Motion carried.
16. So they're getting on that roll. Resolution 006-16. Be it further resolved that the individual on the attached list to be officially notified of the automatic withdrawal of her name to name form the Comanche Nation's membership roll, stating the reason for such withdrawal. She's going to a different tribe.
I'm sorry.
Have a motion, resolution.
Make the motion to approve.
Second. Okay. We have a second? Sonia,
I second.
Call for the vote on resolution 006-16.
Now, once y'all, they leave like this, they can't come back, can they?
No.
Thank you.
Someone second it? Yeah. Call for the motion. Okay.
Jerry Toscott, yes. John Poway,
Yes.
Sonia Novakoya,
Yes.
Harry Michael,
Yes.
Clyde Northcombe.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Which one are we on now, 008-16, right? Yeah, because this is all involving that same resolution. Yeah, but,
716.
yeah, that's, but that's, this is the same, it's still removing, it's removing some of the. Oh, okay, grant, there's two of them. Resolution 007-16. It's also for a removal of the name from Be it further resolved that the individual on the attached list be officially notified of the automatic withdrawal of her name form from the Comanche Nation's membership roll, stating the reason for such withdrawal.
Make the motion to pass resolution number 007-16.
I'll second.
Call for the vote, please.
Jerry Toscott, yes. John Poway,
Yes.
Sonia Novakoya,
Yes.
Harry Michael,
Yes.
Clyde Northcombe.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, resolution number 008-16. It's a resolution authorizing the Comanche Nation to participate in the Cobell Land Buyback Program from tribal nations and to prepare and submit a cooperative agreement between the Comanche Nation and the Land Buyback Program for tribal nations. Whereas the Cobell Land Buyback Program for tribal nations provides the opportunity for tribes to reduce fractionated shares of trust land within their reservations. The program seeks to work with partnership with eligible tribes by purchasing fractional interest from willing sellers and transferring their ownership interest to the tribes. And whereas a program requirement for interested tribes is to develop, prepare, and submit a cooperative agreement outlining at the local level the programs implemented and levels of participation of the nation. The agreement also designates and identifies a point of contact person for the nation. And whereas since the Comanche Business Committee has considered the circumstances regarding the ownership of fractional interest in trust property that the Comanche Nation, Oklahoma adopts that resolution on behalf of the Comanche Nation to participate in the Cobell Land Buyback Program from tribal nations. Now therefore it be resolved that the Comanche Business Committee hereby authorizes the Comanche Nation Realty and Land Acquisition Department to submit a cooperative agreement to the Land Buyback Program for tribal nations for the approval to participate and reduce the fractional shares of Comanche allotments in the Kiowa, Comanche, and Apache reservations.
Excuse me, Miss Lady Chair.
You think that SMART program,
Excuse me.
you're gonna have to try and get into families?
I'm sorry.
Can you help us out with that?
Yes, I will.
No, I'm talking to Mr.
Mr. Solo?
Thank you.
Yes, the buyback program is the co-bill set aside for buying those small interests. And those interests are from tribal members that want to sell those to the tribe. They're not required to.
Right.
It's left up to them if they want to sell it. The BIA has already put together a list of high priority or priority tracts that the Comanche Nation has, and that's what we would work from is what they put together, that they want to reduce the ownership in those tracts. And like I say, that still wouldn't happen unless the individual landowner wants to sell those tracts. And it would be at fair market price, and I'm guessing that they were talking about setting that around, I believe it was $1,100 an acre, but I'm not, it's somewhere in that area.
So it wouldn't exceed that, or is that where you work from?
It could, but they would set the fair market price, you might say, and that's what we would work off of, and that would be across the board for everybody.
Okay. And that's only, this would only be applied if the landowner wanted to sell it back to the tribe?
Yes, we would send out notices that we were doing the buyback program, and then those interest members, or those members that own the land, would send us a letter that said, yes, I want to participate and I want to sell my share to the tribe at this fair market price.
Mr. Solo, is there a deadline on the?
We have, or the COBEL, I think, gives us 10 years to do that as a tribe. BIA doesn't have the staff for that program, so they're going in stages, and they've started with the northern tribes and reservations. They're beginning to come down toward Oklahoma, but I think last time we looked, I believe we were 15th or 16th on the list to start that program. But this would be the first step for us to do that, is to get the resolution and then submit the cooperative agreement with them.
I'd like to make a motion to table this. I'd like to make a motion to table this till next meeting, so we can, at least myself can, research it with Mr. Solo's assistance.
Miss Lady Chair, before y'all table that, I came before this committee, I believe the chairman was Johnny Walkway, and I brought forward the cooperative agreement when it first came out. That year, we got our co-bill. How many got co-bill? Okay. They set aside $4 billion from that co-bill for the land buyback program. The thing is, what my brother here, Milton, is wanting to do, the cooperative agreement, you have to write the agreement with the United States government. You have to write the agreement. And like you said, the 10-year limitation, well, 5 years is already gone. So if we want to do it, and the thing is, we're lucky as Comanches because our lands aren't divided that much. If you go to the Sac and Fox and the Otoe and the people up north, Oklahoma, they got 3,336 percentage into an acre, which is, I guess, a floor tile. So if you do it, you have to have someone write it. And you have to follow it to a T. If you don't, you will be penalized. So Yeah, it's something that needs to be tabled, but
We have a motion to be tabled, for it to
But
be tabled.
at the same time, please understand that we did try this before. Where's Mr. Lumavoya? He knew about this.
Mr. Sobo's in his place
I'm here
today.
because he asked me. Okay. And I think Mr. Tednapper here had a question. What's your question?
I got a question. If you're acting chairman, do you need to be sworn in as our chairman?
We read the Constitution, I don't believe so. No, I'm just an interim. I'm
All I
just
want to
a,
know.
thank you. Thanks. Okay, we have a
Thank you, Madam President. If the tribe buys vaccinated shares, we're gonna have our money, and it's not gonna have no work for us because it takes so long. You know, I guess we could use that money for something else.
We have a motion on the floor to table resolutions. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
Additional point, Madam Chairman. That buyback program is only good if the person is still alive. Intestate, if they die intestate, it's void. It automatically goes back to the tribe. Am I right?
I believe so. I believe when it's that fractionated, yes. Okay, we have a motion on the floor to table resolution 008-16. Do you want to table it till next meeting, Jerry, or?
Yes.
Okay. To table it to the March meeting. Have a second. Ms. Neverpoint, second that. Any discussion on resolution 008-16? If not, call for the vote, please.
Jerry Toscoy, yes. John Poway,
Yes.
Sonia Navakoya,
Yes.
Harry Backlow,
Yes.
Clyde Narcombe.
Yes.
Motion carries. Ms. Sobo, could I ask you to have the information in my mailbox and others that would like to have it in the mailbox
Sure.
by the end of next week?
Okay.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, resolution 009-16. This is for application of Department of Education, Rehabilitative Services and Rehabilitation Services Administration. Whereas the Comanche Business Committee is cognizant of the critical need to provide services to Native American disabled individuals through vocational rehabilitation, including cultural appropriate services consistent with such eligible individuals' strengths, resources, priorities, concerns, abilities, capabilities, interests, and informed choice, so that such individuals may prepare for and engage in high-quality employment that will increase opportunities for economic self-sufficiency and to promote and enhance optimal health care for tribal people and act as advocate to achieve this goal. Whereas the United States Department of Education Office in Special Education and Rehabilitation Services Administration has funds available under 84-25OL-01 ranging from $300,000 to $400,000 to accomplish this purpose. And whereas the tribal chairman or his designee is the official representative of the Comanche Nation and is authorized to negotiate and approve contracts and amendments to such. Now therefore be resolved that the Comanche Business Committee does hereby approve the submission of a grant application to the United States Department of Education Office for Special Education and Rehabilitative Services and Rehabilitative Services Administration.
Who submitted this?
Can I make a statement on that? That's the National Boat Rehab Program, and we lost funding for that, right? So this resolution is
Trying to get it
money that
back.
the state is going to be covering for us for a year.
I believe so.
We declined again.
Yes, ma'am, I believe so.
And we weren't funded because Phyllis, the top team, did not submit the grant in its entirety, right? Or was it?
I don't know all
the
that.
grant?
I don't know all that. I don't know the details, I just know that this is supplemental income.
Our travel administrators here, they can answer that
Oh,
question.
that's right. Mr. Oliver, can you help us out?
Question.
You want to tell him your question?
Mr. Arterberry, I was just asking about the Comanche Boat Rehab Program, and I understand that we lost funding, and that was because Phyllis Atapi failed to submit the grant in its entirety, and this is just money that's coming from the state.
Right, that's correct. We've already started receiving that funding, but we needed this resolution to support that. So on February the 1st, we actually started receiving this funding from the state as part of the agreement. But we still need the resolution to support that.
So give you 60, okay.
Right.
Okay, so we have a motion. Do we have a?
Can I say something right quick? My grandson right here, he's 21 years old, he's got cerebral palsy. I have no idea what this rehabilitation or anything, these services that you claim are there to help the Indians, help the tribal members. My nephew's right here, he's got cerebral palsy. He has never, ever went to any kind of classes or rehabilitation. The tribe has never helped him per se for any kind, buying his crutches, buying his walk. None of this was ever came out of the tribe to help him. He has got to have surgery because his legs, his bones in his legs are collapsing. He is walking on his ankles. What is this involved? What do y'all cover? What's this for?
Can you answer that question?
It's to help disabled in a variety. I mean, everything could be, color blindness or whatever, but Ms. McCurtain, the one that managed that program, so he would really need to do the return to see how we could help him. We don't know what his needs are.
Boat rehab can help them find, boat rehab can help them find jobs. They can have assistance from the tribe and from the state, and then also for education, if they wanted to take educational courses at colleges.
Okay, he did have a job with the tribe, and all this turmoil that Wallace caused, I don't know, he said right there asking, I don't even know if he ever got paid for that, for him working. So,
I do get paid, but it wasn't the full amount. And then on top of that, I've been looking for a job, I can't find one. Every time I go and apply, I get told, it's your disability, we can't hire you, and this, that.
that's self-discrimination.
And as the tribe, I was working with Charles Crutcher in IT, which is right next door.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you quite.
I was working with IT, which was Charles Crutcher's department with computers. And I got told as of this year, actually, that he didn't have room and I was getting put with a job that when I was working with them, the checks that I received bounced every time I got it.
So there's a rehabilitation services.
Right.
And he deals with computers,
Yeah.
so he's not.
So,
They only just kind of see Ms. McCurtain and see how we can address that. Yeah, see how we can help him.
And on top of that, they only allow him to work for like so many weeks and then they cut him off. Because they tell him that he has to stay at home basically.
Because it was only the 6 to 8 weeks. So,
I don't know, you have to, like Mr. Oliver said, you'll have to check with Ms. McCurtain. Charlotte McCurtain.
Right.
Yes.
And Ms. Cochran, I do know that under the boat rehab grant, there's supposed to be a disability advisory board, which is created with like people in the community or possible consumers of the program and other leaders within the tribe. And for as long as we've had the grant, which has been, it's in its 5th year, that's never been created. So there's a, it's $1.8 million over 5 years, and I don't think that we've, we've utilized that well. So I know that there has to be an advisory board. Yeah.
We have a motion to accept resolution 009-16.
You make that motion?
Second,
Second.
call for the vote.
Jerry Toscawa, yes. Bobby Poway,
Yes.
Talia Novakoya,
Yes.
Harry Blacklow,
Yes.
Clyde Knightfeld.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, resolution 010-16, grant for higher ed. Whereas the Comanche tribe desires to preference a previous rule of 1.5 million if needed to be provided to eligible tribal members who have obtained full-time permanent employment and are relocating to another city, applicants must complete the application process before they are eligible to receive funds. Now therefore be it resolved that the Comanche Business Committee directs the Higher Education Department to submit all documentation necessary to complete this process. Let me step up to the one before that. That explains it a little more. Whereas the Secretary of Interior authorized under the authority of the Higher Education Tribal Grant Authorization Act shall from the amounts appropriated for the purpose of supporting higher education grants for Indian students under the authority of the Act of November 2nd, 1921, popularly known as the Snyder Act, make grants to Indian tribes in accordance with the requirements of the Act, permits tribes to provide financial assistance to individual Indian students for the cost of attendance at higher education, and the Comanche tribe, that goes into that part I read about the Comanche tribe desires to reference a previous rule of 1.5 million if needed to be provided to eligible tribal members who have obtained full-time and permanent employment and are relocating to another city.
I'd like to make a motion to accept resolution 01016.
I'll second it.
Have a motion to accept resolution 01016 made by Mr. Toshqua, seconded by Mr. Michaelo. Call for the vote, please.
I got a question. Maybe Jimmy could answer it. Who is involved with dispersing this money and
Higher ed.
higher ed?
Higher education. Really what it is, just for, so you're all clear on this, is already we have a policy where we assist a limited stated amount of $1,500 for relocation. What higher education is trying to do is maximize that, because right now they get that regardless of what their actual needs are. So what we're asking for is your support to allow us, if they just need 500, then it allows us to service more people. So instead of giving them, this max, it actually allows us to work within that. So what they apply for, based on their relocation and their needs, is really how we're able to help them. Instead of just giving excess of money if they don't really need it for that purpose. So that's what this resolution really represents, is the ability for us to be more efficient and effective with the resources that you give us.
Basically, because now our money amount, our funds are low right now, it would cover more people if you lower the amount, is what you're saying.
No, not really. It has nothing to do with where our funds are right now. It's just being more responsible. It allows us to be more effective with those resources. So, in other words, if you came and was relocated and you needed, your deposit for an apartment or whatever, and it was like less than this amount, then really that's what you would be receiving instead of just a check of, the full amount that you need for extra money. So, and what it does is it causes us to be able to actually help more people by being more responsible. That's good. So that's
Where does this money come from?
Higher education.
I mean, is it a grant or is it?
A grant. We have a motion, I believe. Mr. Toshqua, okay.
Yes.
Mr. Michaelo, second. Resolution 10-16. Call for the vote, please.
Jerry Toshqua, yes. Roger Conway,
Yes.
Clyde Knightfeld,
Yes.
Harry Blacklow,
Yes.
Clyde Knightfeld.
Yes.
Motion carries.
I would like to go back to the 9-16, education and rehabilitation. This family just told you a little bit ago, this young man back here, they need help.
We told them to go see Charlotte McCurtain. We told
I know,
them.
but couldn't y'all enforce, you know how it works up here?
Mr. Audenberry will make sure it gets done.
Yeah, because.
Will you
if
please
anybody
touch base
does-
with Ms. McCurtain and get this young man's name so she can help him? Would you?
Yeah, well, actually, to be perfectly clear, is that we have been helping this young man recently.
Oh, okay.
So our IT department has helped him with housing and other issues. So let's be clear that we are aware of the situation and that we are working with him, but that he needs to come see Ms. McCurtain.
Okay.
So let's, we just want to put that out there,
Well,
that
thank
we
you.
are actually working with
Thank
him.
you for telling
So,
us.
yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Madam Chairman?
Yes, ma'am. Who's in charge of the heat?
Ma'am, hold on. Joe, hold on for just a second. He's already exceeded his 6 or 8 weeks of work. Now they're telling him to do the exact same deal, that he isn't eligible to work again for that program, for this coming year. So what's he do? Sit at home?
To be honest, Mr. Chair, since it is your first meeting, gentlemen and Mr. Atterbury, y'all should meet in executive session so you don't air all the laundry out.
Well.
Yeah, and then decisions can be made.
Is that not what this meeting is?
No, this is an open meeting.
Laundry of what's been going on with the tribe?
Well, this is an open meeting.
Don't leave until we talk. All right, resolution 011-16. What's this one?
Ms. Vice Chairman, I make a motion to table Resolution 011-16.
Okay, we have a motion to table resolution 011-16. Why?
This resolution is worded wrong, and there's some other stuff we need to
Yes,
take
and we
care
need to
of.
look at some legal aspects of
We're not
this
gonna
too.
forget about it.
No, it just needs to be looked at closer.
But, I hate to see y'all wait, don't we not have another legal forum?
Oh, I think we will. I think we will.
I don't think so.
And the person that voted to take this man's, can they rescind their votes? Can they rescind their votes and then make it better and make it like it was when we?
There's a lawsuit involved in this. We're all being sued right now, so we can't just jump in and take control of this at this point because we're being sued and we've been sued to not take action. So we're gonna have to look at this at a legal aspect and get more information.
So this is what our CBC got us into, by rescinding their votes. I mean, we could have went with getting rid of this man when a couple of 3 people rescinded their votes. Look what y'all did to us.
Well, actually, Mr. Sharp has all the right to sue, even after the vote was taken or rescinded.
Shouldn't have even rescinded it. Could have went on from there. And we don't care.
We have, what the issue is that Mr. Sharp has he could sue us individually. Not the nation,
So-
but us individually.
So,
I don't have the money to pay for an attorney.
Yeah, how about the tribe filing charges on Jake Sharp?
I'm serious.
Why aren't we filing charges against him for everything that he's taken from the tribe?
The forensic audit's gonna tell us a lot of stuff, people. You're just gonna have to be patient.
I'd like to expand on your recommendation to table this until after the forensic audit. If the forensic audit shows, then we have grounds to
Yes,
report.
you're absolutely right. Yeah.
Don't we have paid counsel here to tell us something?
I don't think you've had an opportunity to look at this resolution.
We don't have no lawyers anymore?
She hasn't had the opportunity to look at the resolution. But we have a motion on the floor to table this resolution 011-16. Can we get a second?
Until after the
I'll second it.
auditor indefinitely, or?
We have a motion to table 011-16 made by Mr. Narcone, seconded by Mr. Toshaqua. Call for the
Ms.
vote,
Buckley,
please.
would you want to add the clause that till the forensic audit is complete?
He made the motion. We'll have to ask, do you want to
That's
table
that's
it
question.
until after the forensic audit?
No. Because, no, I don't think we should, because this resolution here, what it's trying to do is let the style back in, see, it's a long story, folks, it's a long story. It goes back to 2014. But I'll hit on the highlights. 2014, October, we passed a resolution not to do business with Jake Sharp or any of his associates or his relatives.
His cronies?
And we passed it. Then we rolled on to November and December of that year, and we've noticed that it never was signed by the chairman, Wallace Coffey, or Toshaqua, Secretary Treasurer. Then come find out in 2015 when Toshaqua signed it and put it on the chairman's desk. Then it got lost. See, what they're trying to do is protect this white man. They're trying to protect him.
I didn't clarify
That's what they're
that.
trying to do.
I did not leave it on the chairman's desk.
So anyway, it's
with
it goes.
one of
Give
our
him a chance to
tribal
say
administrators.
something, I'll vote going at it.
I'm not going to have
He's
to
not
stay
gonna
clarified.
Like we believe
Give
you.
him a chance to say something, I can't hear him.
Anyway, it goes, like I said, it goes back to 2014, and there's questionable, how they got obtained their cigarette license through the tax commission. They shouldn't have got it. There was some forged signatures for them to obtain the license, which the signatures had been verified by a handwriting expert that the person that signed it was not there in front of a notary public when it was signed. Plus, they couldn't have signed it in front of a notary public because they was both in prison. One was in California and I think the other one in Colorado. So like I said, it's a scheme to cover up Jake Sharp. That's what it is, yeah.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to table this. It's been seconded.
Madam Chairman, I'm not too clear on if you table this, that kills it.
No.
That's-
No, it
No,
doesn't
if you
kill it.
table it and you don't table it to a date certain,
He was going to do that.
and if you table it to a date certain, you can always then vote however you want to.
He was going to do that.
He just said he didn't want to amend it, his motion.
See, what we-
Table it to another date.
We'll table till next month.
Yes.
What we'll do is see, this resolution was made up by our lawyer. It was turned in by him, so you know whose side he was on. That's why we got to adjust it, fine tune it before we bring it back.
I have a question.
Can the attorneys?
They're not here. Wow, that's strange. They're normally here, but he's not.
Oh, the lawyer?
Yeah, we have a representative.
This young lady over here is his second.
But she hasn't read it.
I have a question for the attorney. Can you be prepared next meeting?
Yes, ma'am. This resolution was in this packet, so I didn't even have it until I came in and sat down today.
Then shouldn't you be prepared for that before the meeting? I mean, even have a representative come and pick up the package?
Right, well, I understand this is usually how it's done, so
should be
certainly we'll take
changed.
a look at it.
You're saying that's how it's done? Yeah. Legally, you're given the paperwork just minutes before the meeting starts. You were aware that we didn't want Jake Sharp, that he was working with Wallace. You were aware of this for some time, and so why are you're coming into this meeting in front of all of us, because we're gonna ask you questions about that, but you haven't read it, you haven't even looked at it.
And is there a statute?
That's not the way
Are we
you
up
do
against the
business.
statute? And we're gonna lose just because you didn't file something timely?
No, that's not the situation. But the other issue is, and Vice Chairwoman mentioned it, this case is in litigation at this point. And so there are certain legal ramifications that are associated with the council taking action right now. We've got a court that's asked us whether we want to set a hearing or not. And some other things that the council is aware of, but those things, because we're in litigation, have to be discussed in executive session. And so I think the business committee is doing what they think is the best thing here because of the fact that there's litigation involving these individuals.
So you work for Jake Sharp?
Mr. Narconi?
No.
There is 39 nations, 39 tribes in Oklahoma. Out of all 39 tribes, what was the only tribe that paid a financial restitution? This Comanche Nation. Claim your sovereign status. You are an elected leader within our sovereign status. I'm part Kiowa. My Kiowa people actually bought an airport. They were sued for multi-millions. Did they pay it? No. Sovereign status. Our sovereign status holds a lot of merit. We don't pay lawsuits unless an elected official signs to pay it. We had an elected official that signed to pay it. Remember that. You elected, remember that. You are sovereign, which means you're a nation within a nation. You have power. And you can hold out any type of tort claim forever. Don't be scared of some small guy that has taken a lot of money from our tribe. We know this.
He's not here today.
And the thing is this, remember that. You're a sovereign nation. Don't be afraid of a tort claim. Don't allow anybody to sign for it. In our representation, you know this. You represent them as a sovereign nation. You're retained for that.
We have a motion on the floor. We have a motion on the floor to table the resolution 011-16. Can we call for the vote, please? Until next month. Yes, Harry seconded. We're going to table it to next month.
Jerry Thompson called yes. Jonathan Poway,
Yes.
Sonny Novakoya,
Yes.
Harry Michaelo,
Yes.
Clyde Narcoming.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay. Resolution 012-16. It is therefore resolved that the Comanche Nation reaffirms its commitment to the nation through protection of its assets by directing its law enforcement department to investigate, prepare the case to present to the appropriate court, state, tribal, or federal, and assist in adjudication of the criminal activity. These activities, however, received or identified by the CBC, tribal administrator, or any of the contracted financial managers, such as the accounting firm, payroll firm, or audit firm, will expeditiously, long word, make available all supporting documents and all additional requested material as needed by the Chief of Police or the Criminal Investigation Division of the Comanche Nation. Any failure to comply with will be addressed by the state, federal, tribal obstruction of justice statutes for any hindrance or failure to comply.
Okay, Chief Griffin?
Yes, sir.
I got a question. This resolution, 012-16, is this the one that we've been trying to pass since December?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Just to let everybody know, this resolution here is one of the reasons we haven't had a quorum since November. Because they didn't want to proceed against this fella employee, which is not with us no more. This gives them the opportunity to follow up on what they need to do, such as filing charges.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, this is, like I said, we've been trying to get this since December.
Clyde, is this specifically for him or
No.
some of the others that have done, scams?
Any criminal matter that is brought to our attention from either the TA or the CBC or the audit firm or Kelly and Cook or wherever we may get it from, this gives us permission to proceed on it.
I have a question.
Yes.
Chief Griffin, does that mean individuals too, like I can come to you with complaints?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So what court we go to, Vern?
It depends on the jurisdiction.
You know what jurisdiction we fall under. What
Well-
court do we go to, Vern?
Well, for tribal members, it'd be CFR Court. For non-tribal members, it'd be the Western District of Oklahoma.
Sure, we put money into a court for 6 years. Hopefully, one day we'll have our own court.
Absolutely. I'd love to see it.
Who'll be the judge?
Okay, that includes 3,800 gallons of stolen gas, right? And then, what about?
That's the person.
Yeah, that person. Okay, what, coffees, that unbudgeted cannot escalate. We need to get that, vehicle back.
We have it.
It's
It's
here.
outside.
We have it.
But
We
if
have
we
it.
find
Okay,
something in
good.
the forensic audit, that'd be a prime example. That would make it available to the law enforcement side so we can properly
Y'all
address.
get to voting and pass that.
We're trying.
Credit cards.
Yeah.
We vote on it?
Do we have
I make that motion to pass resolution 0112-16.
do we have a second?
I second.
Ms. Delapointe made a motion to accept resolution 012-16, seconded by Mr. Narcone. Call for the vote.
Jerry Toscott, yes. John Poway,
Yes.
Sonia Navakoya,
Yes.
Harry Michelo,
Yes.
Clyde Narcome.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right.
Madam Chairman, I got a point of clarification. Do we have a corporate standing agreement with CFR Court? I know with individuals, yes, but do we have a formal, and when was it signed?
I don't believe we do.
Robert Tippecanoe would know.
We don't, the tribe has continued to not recognize that, and I do believe you need a resolution.
I think we need one.
To acknowledge it.
That's for the political and civil.
Yes.
This resolution is for the criminal.
Well, I'll still go and say for the civil side, we do need a
Yeah, we
resolution.
still need a resolution.
If you want them to handle the political or civil.
Yeah, and we do need a court, you know, we don't have a tribal court, so we need to recognize this as our court. There's been always these people that don't like it, argue against it, but we need a court.
It's free.
One comment, I'd like the CBC to make a resolution to direct our legal, our attorneys to assist the FBI in that federal criminal investigation. That was, I was talking to McBride about that. He said that he would do it if the CBC directed him to. So that's an idea. You might want to talk to her, you know, about that. Because she would be for it, you know. I guess.
Okay. Resolution 013-16. Whereas the tradition of sovereignty of the Comanche Nation since time immemorial long predates the existence of the nation, establishes the inherent sovereign powers and rights of the Comanche self-government. And whereas the Comanche Business Committee is the duly elected official body designated to conduct business for and on behalf of the Comanche Nation, and it is hereby resolved that the Comanche Nation reaffirms its law enforcement service commitment to the nation by strengthening its law enforcement activities by continuing this agreement with the Sac and Fox Nation to provide juvenile detention for the Comanche Nation. The Sac and Fox will provide services at its juvenile facility at Stroud, Oklahoma for juveniles ages 12 through 18 for calendar year 2016. Specific terms are identified in the attached contract between the governing bodies of each nation.
I make a motion to accept resolution 013-16.
Do we have a second?
I'd like to second that.
Okay, we have a motion to approve Resolution 13-16 made by Mr. Toshawa, seconded by Mr. Mithalo. Call for the vote. Is there any questions?
I have, you know, that when you pass this resolution, it'll be kind of like a Band-Aid, you know, and then we're like farming our kids out to another tribe. When are we going to start taking care of our own? I mean, we spend an awful lot of money where we could possibly have our own to take care of our own. I'm tired of seeing our kids farmed out all over creation. So we need something done besides this Band-Aid.
Chief River, could you explain the resolution, please?
The Sac and Fox tribe has the only recognized juvenile facility in the state that meets the BIA and the state criteria for jailing juveniles. Running a jail is very expensive. With that, you bring on a lot of additional legal issues such as tort, educational benefits. I mean, it's a very high standard when you run a jail. And so that's the reason why we have chosen in the past, and it's from the body that's chose to have that contracting. And that is the only tribe that has a service that will meet the BIA standard.
Brandon, how many Comanche juveniles do we have up in
We currently have 2 incarcerated right now.
What is their terms? How long?
It depends on the children's court. They're currently being held up there because they were runaways and they didn't follow the court order. The services that we also do for the criminal side, but ICW uses it to house juveniles in need of supervision. And so it's not just us, it's throughout the tribe operation that has any juvenile issues, and we have to put placement of a juvenile. Yes?
So Warren, that would also mean, like, children fighting, if they were taken out of the home, you would then put them in.
If it's a criminal matter. Now, if it's just in need of another placement, they could go to a foster home, they could go to our house here, but this is for criminal matters. The individuals up there have committed a criminal offense.
But if it was just fighting, you know, so that would be like.
That'd be at the discretion of the court.
Okay.
It takes a court order.
This is also an
That would go
alternative.
to our children's court.
It's an alternative to jail.
Right.
Oh, okay.
It's
I was just
alternative.
wondering.
Well, it is the actual jail portion. You know, juveniles cannot go to Comanche County.
Right, yeah.
Now, the city of Lawton and Comanche County has JVC. However, there's no bed space there, and they've not had any opportunity to offer us any bed space there.
So our children would go here then?
Right.
Okay.
Once you take a child into juvenile, you still have to educate them. You have to address their mental and the physical conditions. So it's a very expensive endeavor.
Okay.
Juvenile cost us about $135 a day versus the adult in county jail, which is about $48 a day.
Oh.
Because the difference is because of the education, the health care.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Do we have a motion, or did we have a motion on resolution 013-16?
I made that motion.
Okay, Harry, and who seconded? Harry. Harry seconded. Call for the vote, please.
Jerry Toscroft, yes. Jonathan Conway,
Yes.
Tony Malfoy,
Yes.
Terry Michael,
Yes.
Clyde Narcome.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Yes, sir.
Before you read that resolution,
Mhm.
I think you have to correct the chairman down there and put copy of
You want no vote?
it. But he's not the chairman anymore.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We'll get it changed. We'll have to take care of I don't think he's on anything, no,
No, I
no,
thought the banks had to have a resolution.
no, he's not on anything. We could do skip that 14, 16. Yes.
You had mentioned earlier that Mr. Sharp has a lawsuit against some of the business owners, which is the nation. But how are we still licensing this individual for the smoke shop if he's suing us? Why are we allowed him to have a license?
Those are good
Maybe,
questions.
is anybody on the board, the tax commission board, or can anybody answer that question? Why are we still allowing this guy to have a license when he's suing the nation?
I don't know, I really don't know.
I mean, we should deny that, and we have the right to as a tribe.
That's something we need to talk with our legal counsel about.
I think the tax commission actually has their own ordinances, and I believe you're right, Mr. Herrera. It does not call for that at all. That shouldn't happen. You can't sue somebody, then keep thinking you can establish business under their name. That's ridiculous.
So who on the board?
Well, I'm on the board. I'm on the board with the tax commission. This man Sharp is a partner to Mr. Eichner, and Mr. Eichner is a Comanche member. So all the license come under Mr. Eichner's name.
In that case, it's
In
just
that
like
case-
Mr. Eichner suing us as well, because that's his business partner.
Comes in partner.
He has financial gain
That's
if
his-
Mr. Sharp wins, right?
Please check your ordinance, Mr. Mithalo.
He's not suing the tribe, he's suing each one of us up here.
But we're a sovereign nation, he has to sue you as a
And,
tribe.
and as far as license and permits, he hasn't done anything wrong. He hasn't fouled up on
Excuse
giving the
me.
tribe money back to the tribe and stuff like that. He's been paying all of his fees and taxes all this time.
Well, here's the lady that owns the place.
Excuse me, I'm the one that owns the property, and he's talking about the forgeries and all that. Jake Sharp and Eichner, because they're both on the contract. According to a retail tobacco license, they have to be 51% owned, so Eichner's on that contract saying he owns 51%. Jake Sharp's owns 49. He's lied to the tax commission for 5 years because Eichner only listed himself as a sole proprietor. He did not list any partners. So he lied about all that. Then this past year, he comes in there and he makes it right. Eichner makes Sharp his partner on paper. And this paper, it's an application for a license that Eichner had submitted. And there's a sentence in there that you are, as you're not under oath, that you're saying that this is a true document. So
I can't see where you're saying that Sharp is not doing anything wrong, or they're not doing anything wrong. And I brought other issues to you at that time, of issues that they have broken their retail license for tobacco. Brought all of those to you with proof, and you still voted to relicense him.
And I'd like to add to Ms. Bowen's comment, Ms. Chair Lady, Ms. Chairwoman. I'd like to add to the comments of Ms. Bowen, the landowner. Our Constitution calls for you guys to never abridge a Native American's personal land. It calls for that, for you guys to never intervene in our own individual trust lands. This has happened. You guys cannot do that. Whoever voted for Nataivo over Nanumana, that's wrong. You cannot do that. Our Constitution says you cannot do that, and you cannot do that. Don't do that. Don't separate business from your Constitution. Now, if you guys look at it, well, we're going to take the tax commission's side on this, but you guys, like Mr. Herrera said, individually being sued, no, you're not. You are under the umbrella as an elected official of the Comanche Nation. You are the face of the nation. And for, like Mr. Herrera said, why are you wanting to do business with someone trying to file a claim? And then, to top it off, the Native American trust landowner is thinking seriously about taking it out of trust to get out of this stupid situation. That's ridiculous. Y'all can't, you have to stop that. That's crazy. I have kept my mouth shut on this for a long time. I've known Mr. Bowen when I was a tobacco representative. They've been in business for a long time. The thing is this, I challenge you guys. I challenge you in your own Comanche-ness. Do not abridge a trust property. Coino that bought it out, trust to trust sale. If you do that, and if you keep buying simple fee lands, white man lands that are going to be taxed, you're ruining our whole sovereignty. Our sovereignty is our lands. Our true sovereignty is our lands. And like Vern, he's commissioned to police our lands. Are we a government? Yes, a sovereign trust land government. That's all I got to say on that issue. Search your hearts on that. You got to.
Well, I tell you, me for one, I was on the Bowen side. We passed a resolution in October of last year to remove Jack Sharp and Eichner from doing any business with the Comanche tribe. The same six were sitting here and we passed it. Everybody that was here, I think they clapped because it was the right resolution, the right thing to do. All right, 12 days later, we went to the tax commission meeting. Well, that resolution we passed the first of the month. 12 days later, it was voted to rescind it. By I think me and Jonathan and was you on last year when we voted to when these guys voted to rescind that? Us three voted not to rescind it, but the other four committeemen voted to rescind it. So just let you guys know that us three right here, we was for keeping that resolution intact. And the reason that we're still doing business with that tax with Jack Sharp, because the judge up in Anadarko, Judge Lujan, was supposedly be a friend of our past chairman, taking them to football games and sugar bowls and beer drinking parties. Well, he's the one who extended Jake Sharpton's release for 5 years. So that's what happened. That judge is the one.
It's in CFR court.
Now, it's true that this smoke shop, it pays in $38,000 a month from taxes. Now, everybody knows where that smoke shop is we're talking about, right? It's just west of the Apache Casino. It's right across from Brahms and Sonic. Anybody knows that that's a prime location. Anybody should realize that. When you're in real estate, the first 3 words comes out of someone's mouth is location, location, location. Now, if things went the way it should have went, but we didn't go that way because it got rescinded by the other 4 committee people. They already had a buyer for that place. So the tribe was going to miss out maybe on 1 month, maybe 2 months at the most on that $37,000. But it would have been in an ending. The Indian would have had it, not that white man.
Okay, after all of this, if she wanted to open up that smoke shop on her own land, she can't even do it. Think about how much money this woman is missing out on because she can't open it up because the tribe lets the white man have it.
Hopefully this, now that these 4 see that it's wrong, maybe they'll come to our side now and we'll get him out of there.
I don't know about that.
I would like to hear from those who didn't vote to rescind this.
My vote was because you had a tribal member involved in that resolution. And when it comes to your banning your tribal member, then there is repercussions of that because you're violating their civil rights. I have no problem if Sharp was not in here. I could do that and say no business with him, but when it comes to Eichner, and then there's those civil rights that we're violating, and he could come back to the tribe and get us. That was my reasoning.
Ma'am, I'd like to make a comment on that.
Also, protected under the Constitution.
When she says she's looking out.
Wait, hang on just a minute, Lori, please. Go ahead, Jerry,
The
finish.
CFR court, Judge Lujan ruled in favor of Les Eichner and Jake Sharp.
Yes.
But he just addressed that, okay? Mr. Nelson just addressed that. My comment to her, an Indian, Eichner was only getting $500 a month on that. I've got deposition to that. And Sharp was making the rest. So how can you say that?
If I was Eichner, then I would be getting more money out of Jake Sharp. I mean, that's on Eichner.
Yeah, but that's not what
He's the
you're
one
basing it on. You're
That's
basing
the
it on
one that he
Indian
needs
versus
to
Indian.
resolve that with. That's not my deal with him. It's
But
Eichner
you're-
chose to partner with him. We didn't choose to partner with him. Eichner is the one, and he's the Comanche that has chose to partner with him, not us.
And so you're putting him against me.
I didn't put, that's between, we're not putting nobody against somebody. That's what you went to court for.
I need to say something.
You made him go to court.
Now
No,
Sonia,
they were already, no, they were
Sonia
already
just
there.
got through saying that the reason she voted that way is because they was going against the Indian Comanche tribal member. Well, what the heck is Lorraine?
That's right.
What the heck is Lorraine? Well, she's the owner. If you own something, well, you have the right, to who the heck you sell it to or lease it to.
Yeah, and if she wants the money for whatever,
Yeah.
who is the tribe to tell her, you
Yeah.
can't have that, you can't make that money? Everybody's out to make money one way or another. By golly, that's her land, let
That's right.
her do what she wants with her own land. If she wants to burn that shop, let her do it,
Yeah.
that's her land. Stop giving it to the white man.
That's right, there you
But
go.
hey, her rights under the Constitution, y'all violated her rights under the Constitution, because y'all aren't supposed to mess with trust land. You know,
I'm not messing with trust land. It went in the courts. It was in the courts.
Well,
I'm
you know,
not.
Lujan, but Eichner was beside the point. The point was, is that y'all violated her rights under the Constitution.
All right, better move on.
Lori, are you still in litigation?
About what?
Are you still in litigation with Mr. Sharp and Eichner?
In district court,
In
he has
district-
filed $20 million lawsuit against me on sovereignty.
And it's because that's the CBC. Right.
Giving you the
power.
right here.
Don't be shaking your head.
They can take care of it today. They still choose not to take care of it.
He's filed this suit against me saying that I, in effect, interfered with him buying it from the sellers, the Kirchy people, there's 3 of them. He's saying that I interfered with him and made him sell it to me instead of to him. That's his claim in civil courts. Been going on since 2013. Judge Smith is off, judge on that. John Selps is the attorney. It keeps getting put off. We've got a motion to dismiss coming up March the 9th at 10:30. I'd like everybody there. This is our sovereignty we're talking about.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you.
Mr. Vice Chairman,
Yes.
I would like to recommend that this body, you guys as our elected officials, reopen this issue and get on the side of our tribal members.
We are going to look into it. We are. That's what we're going to talk to legal counsel about, because there's lawsuits pending everywhere, so we got to know about what we're going to do. But yes, it's not falling on deaf ears.
Doesn't this question our own tax commission?
Yeah.
Where's the representative from there?
And Ms. Cochran, can the tax
They're
commission
for
suspend
the-
Charles Eichner's license right now? Because Jake Sharp's the one that has the lawsuit against us, but can tax commission suspend Charles Eichner's license then?
I don't know. That's something we have to
Should
look into.
immediately.
It's a contract, we put in a contract, it's not a law.
Break the
contract.
Nobody can sue the tribe.
I'd like to make a comment on that tax commission. Their regulation states that the tax director is the only one that can issue or rescind or revoke licenses. So he's the only one. The board came in there with their, whatever recommendation to him to renew his license.
Who's the director?
Raymond Noni.
Well, see there, y'all need to get serious with Raymond. I know of another thing that he forged a document on. A title to a car. They need to, y'all need to get serious with these directors.
How do you know all this?
Did
you witness it?
It's my grandson's, it was my son's car. It was in his name, and they forged another name that was turned over to somebody else.
I don't think you need to be talking about people when they're not here to,
It's my son. It was my son.
And hers, not just his.
One last thing about this smoke shop. Jack Sharp owns the smoke shop on Lee Boulevard, 13th or 14th of Lee Boulevard. Does everybody know what that is? It's right there where that discount filling station, discount grocery store is. And right there's the smoke shop. The name of it is Chiefs, Chiefs. They got a big chief there on the side, on the wall, with a war bonnet on. And a wooden ending right there in the middle. I've been talking to you ever since probably November of last year. I've been hitting up our lawyer, Mike McBride, to do something about it.
This is already been
To get that wooden ending taken down and that chief headdress taken down. He finally wrote a letter in January to Jake Sharp to ask him to remove it because it's degrading us inmates that live around this area. That's just like Washington Redskins. See, a lot of the sponsors have been dropping the Redskins because they won't remove the emblem. So now, in December, I told him, if we don't get nothing done, if he don't do nothing by January the 1st, we need to put it in the Lawton paper, editorial paper, and our own tribal newspaper. That we have contacted him, and he has done nothing about it by taking it down. That's a real good reason right there not to renew his license. That's just another strike against him right there.
What y'all put a low show on him for doing?
Yeah.
And what about that road with his name on it?
Oh, I checked that out with the city of Lawton. That road's been named Sharp Road for 24 years. It goes over across the highway, ties into that soccer field back there. That's Sharp Road. Has no tie-in because that old man Sharp owned that land all through
I have a
there.
question
So
on
Sharp
that.
Road's been named that for 24 years.
I have a question on that.
Yes, ma'am.
Who paid for that, put Sharp Lane on
The
there?
city of Lawton.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
How much did we pay for that land south of our casino? The Sharp-
land?
The 44 acres at that little road that took forever. How much did we pay for that?
I was told $1 million is what I was told.
$1 million for 44 acres.
That's what I was told. I don't know for sure.
Well, that's worse than the damn land run.
Yeah, because he said a while ago that
Did I
if they
just-
tried to, if they bought portions of, the land back from the individuals to sell back to the tribe, he said the most that you would get is 1,400. And how in the world are we paying $1 million for that? That's some of Wallace's crap right there.
Okay, let's move on, please, with Resolution 1716. That's for transportation. Whereas these others, these have to do with this chairman's signature and stuff, so we're not going to deal with that right now. We'll do that in executive session. Whereas the Comanche Nation desires to add to the transportation improvement plan the following route numbers: route number 7128, route number 7000, route number 7195, and route number 7211. Improvements to these roads will provide safer and adequate access for tribal residents and for school bus and mail routes. Therefore, be it resolved, the Comanche Nation Business Committee authorizes the Bureau of Indian Affairs to fulfill the desire for the above-mentioned routes to the Transportation Improvement Plan.
Madam Chairman, I'd like to make a statement that as you're looking at planning transportation and routes, we were looking years ago at an emergency exit right here off of going out of the northeast corner of our land. We now own that, and it contacts the highway right-of-way, and I was wondering if we could see if we could get a exit road, like, for example, the fair, we have a lot of problem with traffic. That would give us another entrance and exit. And also, the road that goes to the hospital is falling apart. I mean, it's coming apart, and we really need to look at that because we all use it going to the doctor's office.
He's a transportation director.
Mr. Oliveri?
Yes.
On transportation, have they checked into, I've heard talk about this access road before, getting in and out of here from.
I'm not familiar with that. That's the first I've heard of that, so I don't know. I can't answer that question.
Does anyone up here know about that? I've heard
There's several that come out of the county commissioner.
No, that would be the regional office at Duncan and the tribe itself.
And also the road going into the hospital.
Into the hospital,
KCA.
that would be KCA, and I think City of Lawton. I'm not sure what the
My
agreement
understanding
is.
Are you talking about on the north side of the hospital entrance or on the south side of it?
Both ways are bad roads and are getting worse.
Well, my understanding is that the road on the south side is regulated by the City of Lawton, whereas the north side is regulated by the KCA.
It's just an understanding, Jerry. There's nothing really signed, it's just an understanding. They'll come and fill in the cracks.
I think they'll also give you a ticket if you're, I think Officer Gonai, he experienced that a couple of years ago. Is he here?
Tied in with.
He received a ticket on the south side of the, and he went to court over it. My understanding, went to court and they charged him for a ticket. Speeding ticket.
Is that intersection access over there just behind the
barn-like building just right back here. Because people come in and out anyway during the fair. They use it. And so is that y'all just trying to get, should it be just, legalized? It's already being used. You can tell people go in and out it. Jimmy, have you ever come from the north going south? And you see all that fence? Sometimes that fence is open with all kinds of debris and everything back there. It's really trashy back there. If you're coming from the north, coming back here, you can see all of our equipment broken down.
Yeah, actually, they're working at transportation. Have you looked lately? They've been cleaning that up. They're actually, getting ready to fence that off where the equipment is to protect it, secure it. So look again, it's being cleaned up.
I've got a question for our TA. Where's this money coming from to build these roads? They don't have the amount of money, or what's it cost?
Federal money.
From the BI.
Federal money?
Yeah, it's federal.
They don't say how much, they don't have the amount.
Well, they have to bid it out, so they have a G2G grant that pays for that, goes to the government.
We just gotta get the resolution passed and apply for it. Okay, do we have a motion to accept resolution 1716? Make that motion.
I second.
Okay, have a motion by Ms. Nevapoya to accept resolution 1716, seconded by Mr. Narcomi. Call for the vote, please.
Jerry Houseball, yes. John Poway,
Yes.
Patty Navapoya,
Yes.
Clyde Narcomi,
Yes.
Mayor Miclo, stepped out. Motion carries.
Resolution 2116. This is for a grant application to the U.S. Department of Justice. Whereas the Comanche Nation sees the critical need to create an infrastructure for a tribal court to ensure the efficient and fair administration of justice and to resolve conflicts and disputes and enforce tribal laws through the application of written law, codes, and ordinances of the Comanche Nation, and to enhance the capabilities of the Comanche Nation Law Enforcement Department. And whereas the United States Department of Justice through fiscal year 2016 Coordinated Tribal Assistance Solicitation, CTAS, has funds available ranging from $250,000 to a maximum of $750,000 to accomplish this purpose. And whereas the tribal chairman or his designee is the official representative of the Comanche Nation and is authorized to negotiate and approve contracts at any amendments to such. Now therefore be it resolved that the Comanche Business Committee does hereby approve the submission of a grant application to the United States Department of Justice through fiscal year 2016 coordinated through the Tribal Assistance Solicitation Grant. Be it further resolved that the Comanche Business Committee acting for and in behalf of the Comanche Nation does hereby authorize this resolution for such intent. Any discussion?
Which one we on?
Anybody want to make a motion to accept resolution 2116?
Before you pass that, I need to make a comment.
1816.
It was the last administration, I recalled 6 of them, because they changed an ordinance, election ordinance. And it went from a 3-page book to about 100
21.
pages. And what had happened was I went to the poll and I voted. Well, I was going to vote. I went to the poll, I got my ballot, and I was going to vote. But I decided not to vote because the figures on there weren't what were published. You know, we're supposed to see the figures 45 days ahead of time. And when I went to vote,
things didn't figure up. So I said, something's wrong. I'm gonna take my ballot home and look at, compare to what was published in the paper as to what was on the ballot. So I folded up my ballot, I stuck it in my purse, and was walking out. And I got manhandled by the enrollment people. But anyway, I took my ballot home and I compared them. And yes, there were a lot of differences. There was money put on there that we didn't even know about, that we were going to vote on. But anyway, the next morning, about 7 o'clock in the morning, the law enforcement come banging on my door. Bam, 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 bam. Are you Eleanor McDaniel? I go, yes. And so they gave me a petition to appear in court. And I was taken to court at the CFR court, and they were charging me for taking my ballot on this bogus resolution. They were trying to put me in jail for a year and charge me $1,000 on a bogus ordinance. So if we're going to pass a court system, we've got to have a direct say in what laws they're going to use against us, because this ordinance was created a week before they tried to put me in jail for a year and fine me $1,000. It happened like that. And so this body up here can take an ordinance and change it overnight without us even knowing anything about it. And then we're going to be put in jail, have somebody come to your front door and try to drag you out and put you in jail for a year and charge you with $1,000. This court system that they're talking about has a double-sided blade.
Yes.
Yes, we can convict people for wrongdoing, but we can also be drug out of our house, handcuffed, and put in jail for no good reason. All I did was took my ballot to see whether it was good or not. Well, it wasn't. And I almost went to jail for a year. So they held me up in court for almost a year. I had to keep going back to court, because Judge Lujan did not show up. So they let me go on my own recognizance for a whole stinking year. Then finally, after a year, they had to dismiss it. So this court system, it sounds good, but I'm going to tell you what, it has a double-sided blade, and you need to consider that.
Fern, is this under you? Is this your resolution?
No, this is Phyllis's, and this is a grant to help you plan to set up your court system.
Okay.
This is not going to establish a court system. This gives you money to go out and research and develop the court system.
Okay.
I think we come down to the general counsel approving ordinances. Other than that, you just been running roughshod. I'm not keeping y'all up doing that, but it has been done in the past.
Yes.
Vivian, did you have your hand up?
I don't know if anyone from the election board is here, but the ballots were not supposed to be taken out of the ballot.
So, does anyone have a question? Do you want to table this? Do you want to vote on it?
This is just grants.
That's, I know.
There is a deadline on submittals of applications for grants, so.
Okay, thank you.
So is that deadline within the next?
I do not know, this is Phyllis's.
We don't know.
All right. I'd like to make a motion to accept resolution number 021-16.
Okay.
So this money will be added to.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Tashaquah to accept Resolution 21-16, seconded by Mr. Mithalo. Call for the vote.
Jerry Tosqua, yes. Jonathan Poway.
So I got a question. Will the Madam Chairman designate someone to be the representative of this? Because it says the tribal chairman or his designee.
Well, we're just applying for a grant. And if we get it, then yes, we can designate someone to oversee it. Yeah, we're just gonna apply, doesn't mean we're gonna get it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Sonia Delacoy,
Yes.
Harry Blacklow,
Yes.
Clyde Narcomi,
Yes.
motion carries.
We need it.
Is that it? Yeah. Yeah, sure. Where's Ashley? Ashley? Did they have the meal ready?
Gotta go
Okay.
there.
Okay, we're gonna take a break. It's lunchtime. After lunch, we'll have a meal served. And we'll go into executive session after that. Could we get
New and old
Mr.
business. You got new and old business.
Oh,
Yeah, new and old.
we missed that part. Well, that's an executive session when we do those. Okay. Yes, sir, I see that. Mr. Narcoma?
New and old business. Got your name here.
You're on the agenda.
Okay. Well, one of the things I want to know is what's our debt? You know, we owe Shawnee Bank, which is owned by Potawatomis. What's our total amount of debt? I think we owe, that hotel was 10 million and maybe the truck plaza was 3. I didn't know that, I'd like to get the status of our debt.
For the whole.
And then, well, that has to be researched out. But I had handouts for, I handed out CBC, but for the recommendations for the FY17 budget, this was to assist or to work with our illegal resolution boy over here. Anyway,
Mr. Narcombe, my name is Mr. Pasquale.
okay, now we have I have a lot of items here, like the funeral home and the water park, the land acquisition, Konai, the museum, the Jake Shop's budget, which is a capital improvement, economic development items, the travel budget, the hospice building, the indirect cost budgeting, the accounting contract, the attorney contract, carryover of unbudgeted gaming revenue, the gaming board and commission budget, the Comanche Nation College, the tourism center, the charitable fund, the surplus property, and the smoke shop, dissolvement of the smoke shop corporation. Now, I've got it all, about 7 pages, and they were supposed to print it in the newspaper, but I guess they were threatened by their jobs at the newspaper, so they wouldn't print this. But they said it could be on next month. And so anyway, there's a lot of research in here and a lot of recommendations. And I'll have to make copies for everybody, you know, tribal members. But yeah, there's all kinds of recommendations. And then I think one of the things I want to point out here, well, if I can find it, there's so much, the tourism center, you know, that was, well, there's so many slush funds. The tourism center, the charitable funds, that Toxic was in charge of that. The Comanche Nation College, I think we spent about $20 million on a college so far, and we have 17 graduates, 11 being Comanches, and you know, it's we need to do something.
Tom, just hold it 1 minute. And when you mentioned the college, we went to a college. Could you guys be quiet just a little bit? We're almost finished here before we eat. But anyway, we went to a college board meeting yesterday. That was the first time the whole CBC was invited to a college board meeting. Usually it's just the board members, which is, I know our ex-chairman was on that board, but I don't know who else was, but it was the first time that I know of since when I first got on board in 2005 through right now, that was the first time the college ever invited us to a board meeting. Harry was there. Vice Chairman was there, myself, and Toshqua was there. What we found out, they got 50 students. 50 students. Now get this, 20 of them are GED students. GED students, they could easily go to VOTEC, get the same thing. Very same, just with the same thing with that LPN nurses training they had there at the college. They could get the very same training at the VOTEC. So why are we putting in $2 million a year where we can send these students to VOTEC? That's just my opinion. That's my opinion.
And a lot cheaper.
You're right, it would be.
You know why you would buy it, don't you?
Well, sure, they're trying to get us to support them. Yep. But you can tell by what I said if I'm for it or against it.
I hope you made a big skate.
Phyllis?
I have one concern, and I don't want to take anything away from Thomas, but, y'all passed the resolution, or I'm not sure what kind of, I don't know if it was illegal or passed or what, discharging Jimmy as the TA and putting in Phyllis. So are we going to address that just today? Reaffirm. Are we going to reaffirm Jimmy?
Yes, we will.
Okay.
Yes,
I was
we
just
will.
making
We need
sure.
to do, yes, sir, before we eat.
Okay.
But I don't want to take anything away from Gabby either, but I have a valid petition. Are y'all going to act on that? I want to know the status.
What?
A valid petition.
Recall petition.
Yes, valid recall petition.
It's been going on quite a while.
Yeah, so I'm wanting to know the status of that. Are y'all going to call the recall meeting?
I don't know. Did anybody get a letter from Enrollment?
Of course not.
Who was, I don't remember getting a letter yet.
I got a valid
who was it
recall
on?
petition on Sonia
Sonia?
Nepquay. Over 200 valid signatures. It should have been a done deal by now. We should be in tribal council deciding.
Also, that recall against Tossiqual by Valiente.
That's right.
That was I don't know if there's enough ballot signatures. If there is,
Well, we gotta
then
be
it
able to
should
leave a
be
quorum.
looked at again and, approved because of the bad decision by the enrollment director. Who made an illogical decision that said holiday is not a holiday, and she called it a business day, and that she wouldn't accept it. So we need to override that decision and go ahead and, if it's got enough signatures, go ahead and approve the recall petition against Jerry Tossiqual. Yeah.
We got to
Are you
remember now,
finished?
we got to remember,
Yeah.
there's 6 of us here. Now, if we recall 2 of them, that's just gonna leave 4, and then we can't do no business like we did today, this morning.
And I have no voting power.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
let's think about that.
All right, go ahead, Gabby.
The Constitution says that if I've got a valid petition, you're required to call that recall.
Right. He was first. He was first.
Yeah, they have to vote on the status of his, but mine is already valid. It's ready to go. Yeah.
Second week in March.
Yep.
Set it. Let's do business one more time.
Okay.
Hurry.
I know.
In these recommendations, this is real important because it's being investigated. Just about the water well at the water park. The well cost over $270,000 and it was sole sourced to Jake Sharp without a contract. And that was so we could have free water and instead of paying the city of Lawton water. No contract, there was no performance bond, no warranties, no inspection, no deadline, no license requirement, no CBC resolution. In the CBC minutes on February 6th, where the TA confessed that there was no contract, but that was censored. It was whoever's in charge of the minutes censored that confession.
And also, it was on Ustream, and then that was also censored or taken out. So our
I don't
minutes and
know.
our online meetings shouldn't be censored. So right now, we're left with a hole in the ground which might cave in. If you go over there, there's a hole, and there's a green bucket over there. And anyway, so I don't think we're gonna have save water. I mean, we're not gonna have a filter system and pump station by this season. And Jerry Tosbaugh was in charge of working on that. You know, he was supposed to get up and running. Well, anyway, so that's pretty important in that voucher. The payment request was signed by Gary Tomakera and Linda Erd that approved the payments to Jake Sharp. And I just wanted everybody to know that. But anyway, it's in here. And I'll get people copies.
That was done in 2013.
Yeah.
Also, I'd like to,
Finley and Cook would not pay that bill. When they got that invoice, they wouldn't pay them bills. They sent it back to the TA, so we can't pay this because there's no backup, no contract, no this, no that. So what does our last TA do? He made out a sole source letter. Sole source letter, that means no one in this United States can do that job except Jake Sharp. And we all know that's a lie. But anyway, once he did that, then they paid him. Then they paid him. But if that sole source letter didn't come in, but it would have been over with. Been over with. But since he paid him, the tribe went $277,000 in the hole by that sole source letter. If he didn't print that, give it to the finance at Shawnee, it'd have been over with. But he gave it to him. That turned things around for him to.
Okay.
All right.
We have you gonna make a motion to reinstate Jimmy?
Doesn't the Comanche as a KCA tribe, don't we got water rights to Lake Latonka? How come we can't use that water at the water park for free without charging us?
Well, I can't answer that because I'm not on the KCA
It's already
committee.
been going on forever. Precedent.
I'm not on the KCA committee. Now, I think Jerry is and our past chairman is, but I'm not, I don't know. But
We can't even
it's a
go.
good question.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
And that's all right. Fishing rights.
And the water, we should be paying for no water there.
it's my treaty.
We can't even set up a building meeting at the Holy Cross, at the Holy City. They let Bibles worship. How come we can't have a building meeting over there?
Yeah.
Just make the motion.
Wait, no
we got-
All right, Susan, I'm an employee, I work here, and I want to say something about our TA. He's doing a hell of a job.
We have hang on a second, we have a motion by Ms. Nevaquoya.
Yeah, I talked to Mr. Otterberry, when did we speak? Was it Monday? Oh, Wednesday. Wednesday, had a good discussion with him. And today, I'm gonna go ahead and just, if it's unanimous with all of us, to reinstate him and tell our council to put who you guys wanna elect, whether he runs for it or not, until we have our election for tribal council to nominate the
Well, I
TA.
want to ask you, Sonia, so why did you present the resolution in the first place to remove him?
I talked to Mr. Otterberry about that, and then we had a discussion over it and stuff, and I had talked things over.
We're asking you, why did you do that?
We were all there that day when you did it.
Well, I think most of it was a lot of I had employees as well, and probably called Jerry and them that, because of the firings, and some of them, yes, the people that were let go did not get appeals. Others were afraid that, or had heard, I think because of the video that was done at one of the meetings that Clyde and Susan held, that there was gonna be firings after holidays, so they felt that, felt a little bit scared and said, well, we could put someone else in there. And not only that, the resolution that we had discussed on the one, we're changing the HRs, we did discuss those things over. But I felt that it was fair enough to go and talk to Mr. Otterberry and continue on with business and move on until we do get a new TA. But I did discuss it with Mr. Otterberry. I'm not, sit down and talk.
So there's a motion, on the floor to reinstate Mr. Otterberry as a interim TA until April.
We're not going to rescind that old one?
We're reinstating him.
Reinstating?
We're not
Beverly,
acknowledging the old
Beverly.
one, we're reinstating him.
Beverly,
All right, I'll make it.
she can change her mind.
Okay, we got a motion to reinstate Mr.
Changed her
Otterberry
mind.
as interim TA.
She changed
Until
her
April
mind.
General Counsel. It was made a motion by Ms. Nevapoya, seconded by Mr. Narcomi. Call for the vote, please.
Jerry Toscaw, yes. Excuse me, Beverly, we're making a vote here.
Who else is on there?
Ms. Poway,
Yes.
Mr. Narcomi,
Yes.
Yes.
Ms. Delacoya,
Yes.
Ms. Backlaw,
Yes.
motion carries.
Okay.
Now,
done?
let's be clear about this firing. The firing, the firing
No,
was
Jim,
when
you do your
Will
best.
Will Owens in the 5 years that he was the TA, every year he overspent a total of about maybe 27 to 30 million inside 5 years. All right, that's why he was terminated. That's why he's not working with us no more. The other guy that got fired or laid off, whatever you want to call it, well, he used my gas key, which I didn't even know I had a gas key. I wouldn't even know what it looked like if I seen it. But he had my gas key, and he charged over 3,800 gallons of gas down here at our gas pump. So he's not working here no more. Now the third one is Anthony Bonassi. What he did was embezzle the tribe by saying he went on trips. He collected the money, but he stayed home. He didn't go on these trips. So these three people that we're talking about that got fired, there was reason to let them go. So I just want to make that clear.
And you got to remember too, we didn't totally act alone on Mr. Owens. It went to the general counsel, and you people reaffirmed that we did the right thing. So that was done by the general counsel. And as far as the other person that did the gasoline thing, that was implemented by Chairman Coffey. So those are things that Mr. Otterberry, and we didn't have nothing to do with that. And as far as firing people, we've been in office all this time. I haven't fired anyone up here. I've not gone up to anyone and said, "You're gone." I wouldn't do that. That's not my job. That's his job.
And one last thing. They say that we fired the people at the golf course. We didn't fire anybody at the golf course. The people voted on it. They didn't vote. They didn't approve the ballot on the ballot for that golf course. So that was another misunderstanding. The people voted against it.
I think there was a misunderstanding too. I feel there was a misunderstanding also of the rights to an appeals process. That was our concern, was the appeals process. Not the termination, but the appeals process.
So Sonia
Thank you very
and
much.
Toscawa supported corruption. That's what they did. Okay. I want to make a point on the 60% increase. The CBC directed the attorneys to answer and support the 60%, and they still have not answered. So we need to get a law firm that will do it, or ask her what's the status of that answer is.
I'm the one who told the lawyer to do that. You remember what date that was?
November.
So here we are in February, we haven't heard a thing about that. 60%, you people voted for 40% from to go to 60%.
Yeah.
I instructed our lawyer in November to look into that and write a letter, and let's answer them 8 questions so we can proceed to try again. Because the first time in 2010, it was turned down for that 60%. It was turned down. So now, 6 years later, all we're wanting to do is that lawyer to answer them questions, write a letter so we can resubmit it. And then that way we still have a chance to get our 60%.
Do we have to keep resubmitting to the lawyers?
Well,
Not to the
no,
lawyer,
no,
to
no,
the-
it goes to DC.
Yeah, it has to go,
Gaming
gaming,
DC.
gaming, interior gaming, yes, it's beyond us. Okay, are we, if we are done, can we move on? Yes, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am.
My name is Ruth Pacheco Pickup. I'm here in regards to Wallace Coffee made an agreement with my daughter to get her daughter back in the courts. And I was just wondering, are these resolutions ones that Wallace Coffee made? Is that why I came in late, I'm sorry. But I want to bring the attention to the CBC that he made an agreement with my daughter and now son-in-law. He wasn't son-in-law at the agreement time, but they're married now. And they go to court in March. And Mr. Prince is their attorney. He has come to the point where he cut the amount down for the kids. And there's a balance of $1,500 that needs to be paid. And my kids are taking my daughter and my son-in-law are taking care of my brother Clarence, who is bedridden at home and they can't go and work. So I'm bringing this attention to you because I'm a disabled elder from the Comanche Nation, and I would like to know if there's any way that y'all can help my kids get this bill paid, so that, because they're getting ready to get her in March when they go to court. DHS, they're going through classes, they're getting unsupervised meetings with the child. They're going to start spending the night next week. So they have gone with everything that the courts in Comanche County has asked. And I had asked Mr. Coffey to get my granddaughter put in Comanche custody, but he never did. But the good Lord is working everything out for my family. So I just praise him for everything that I'm able to stand here and talk without bawling. Because I'm talking about my grandbaby. And I talked to her today and I told her, I said, baby girl, we're going to have to pray about this and give it to God. Because he said where there's two or more in agreement, it's going to be done. So I'm asking the committee for my granddaughter so that this court can be paid to Mr. Prince, so that this will be solved and everything will be taken care of and we can go on with our lives. Thank you very much.
Why would, have they asked for help? Have you talked with the family?
I'm not sure.
Okay, well, we need
it through. Yeah, I think that's something you should discuss with her in executive session.
Okay, good, yes. Okay, let's call.
I think Ruth, you need to talk to this lawyer sitting by Jimmy, right now. And let you explain to her, because that's the legal.
Let me be honest with you. Being a tribal member, being away from home, coming back and seeing what's going on, and there's a lot of people that have been living here year after year, and they've allowed this to happen. I don't trust the attorneys. I'll be honest with you. And we need new attorneys, general counsel, we need new attorneys. And I'm gonna see if I can get my firm from Tulsa, Oklahoma, come down here and represent us.
Could you pray for our meal, please?
Yes, I sure can. Our gracious Heavenly Father, I come to you this hour. Father God, I thank you and praise you for this day that you blessed all of us with, Lord. And Lord, I ask that you be with each family member here as they leave this place, and when we finish our meetings, Lord, that they find their home and everything in order, Lord. Father God, I ask blessings over the food. I continue to uplift our government from day to day. I know they need our prayers, and Father God, you answered many of our prayers to straighten our government out, Lord. We're a nation within a nation, and I think our people need to realize this, Father God, that we're a sovereign nation and we're to take care of ourselves. And Father God, I thank you and praise you for this day. Be with each one of us. Be with the rest of the meeting that's going to continue after the meal, Lord. Thank you again for this day. I ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen and amen.
Okay, we want to thank the CBC and Mr. Otterberry for the
Yes, we're just breaking
and we had
for lunch.
117 people live online today. It's a lot of you, almost as much as we have.
Thank you. Thank you.